is a prenatal yoga class, an all levels class, meaning that it is for beginners or non-beginners, and this is intended for people in any trimester, first, second, or third. However, this is a class for strength and balance, and so it'll tend to be, especially if you're farther along in your pregnancy, something that will be most suitable if on a day that you feel good and have high energy. So that is kind of what we're going to do. Have a blanket handy and 2 blocks, which you may or may not use, but have them handy. And if you don't have blocks, if you have a couple of water bottles or anything like that, you can use those as well, just something you can stabilize yourself with your hands. So begin with your blanket, and it'll be folded over a little bit. And you're going to sit on your blanket and sit toward the edge of your blanket so that your knees are a little bit lower than your hips. And now, if you normally sit with your left leg in front of your right, now switch. And we're going to put the other one in front. It'll feel a little bit weird. Sit toward the edge of your blanket, and we'll take your hands onto your knees. We'll turn your palms face up. Now, sit up tall. Close your eyes. Begin to soften the muscles of your face. Breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your nose. Lift your chest, making space for your lungs to expand and contract. And just begin to draw your attention into your breath. Breathing on purpose now. It's pretty cool. Normally we don't have to think about breathing, but when we do think about our breath and our breathing, we can use our breath to serve us. Take long inhales and exhales. Make them long, but also make them even. So there are no big sighs, but even inhales and exhales. A controlled inhale and exhale. Open your eyes, and we'll take your right hand down by your right side, reach your left arm up, and then over to the right. Stretch long through your left fingers, maybe bend your right elbow to bring yourself to stretch more deeply if you need to. You can look up, you can look straight ahead, or you can look down and relax your neck. We just want to be completely comfortable in your neck, not causing any extra tension. Now rise up, take your left hand down, reach your right arm up, and then over, getting that same side stretch, but on the other side. Keep your neck relaxed. Inhale, rise up. Take your blanket out from underneath you and come forward onto hands and knees. Take your hands underneath your shoulders, take your knees underneath your hips, and we're going to take some cat-cows. So take an inhale, lift your head, lift your tailbone, let your belly drop down. Exhale, round your back, press the floor away. Inhale, lift your head, lift your tailbone, belly drops. And then exhale, round your back and have a gentle hug in your belly. So not really intense engagement, but a gentle hug in. And now you're going to continue this, inhaling to your cow pose and exhaling to your cat. But you can begin to incorporate some movement. You might sit over to the left or over to the right, sitting into one hip or shoulder or the other. Anything that feels nice for you. And if you prefer to take your straight up linear cat-cow, you can do that. We're mostly just beginning to flex and extend your spine, beginning to feel into your body, get an idea of where you're tight and where you feel good. And then come to neutral in your spine. Now tuck your toes under and shift your weight forward and back. Stretch your toes and the bottoms of your feet. Option 1 is to move forward and back like this. Option 2 for a more intense stretch on your feet is to keep your hips back and walk your hands back towards you. And then option 3, if this feels just fine and you'd like to make it more intense, is to sit back on your heels and bring your hands to your legs. And this becomes very intense very quickly, and so if at any time you change your mind about the intensity that you need to stretch your feet and toes, you can always come back forward. You can always incorporate that movement again. You can also let it release. And then we'll come back forward. Take your hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Release your toes and extend your right leg back. Come onto the ball of your foot. And we're looking to stretch your right calf. And so if you're getting a good stretch here, pressing back through your right heel, do that. If you like the way it feels to shift forward and back, you can also do that, stretching and releasing. So whatever you like better, whatever feels like a better stretch to you on the back of your right leg, on the lower part of your leg. And then take your right knee down. You switch sides. Extend your left leg back. And you can press back through your left heel and hold it. Or you can move forward and back. Stretching around your Achilles tendon and your left calf. We'll begin with a slower, more gentle warm up here, and then we will come to taking some standing postures, some other postures. Now bring your left knee down and extend your right leg back. Lift your leg this time. Flex your right toes towards your shin and make sure that your right hip isn't lifting up, but that your hips are squared to the floor. Take your left arm forward as if you were going to shake someone's hand and keep your neck fairly neutral. Press down into your right hand, gently hug your belly in. Now make circles with your left hand and your right ankle. Make circles in one direction and then the other. Inhale, stretch long. And then exhale, left hand, right knee down. Extend your left leg back, flex your left toes. Reach your right arm forward like you're going to shake someone's hand. Gently hug your belly in. Press down into your left hand so that you're not sinking into your left shoulder. Now make circles with your right wrist and your left ankle. Make them in one direction. and then the other. Inhale, reach long, and then exhale your hand and knee down. Now tuck your toes under, lift your hips up, press your hands forward and down, press your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Spread your fingers out, press down into your fingertips and your knuckles. Lift your hips up and back and relax your head and your neck. And stretch into the backs of your legs. Gently squeeze your forearms towards each other to strengthen and stabilize in your shoulders and upper back. Begin to walk your feet to your hands until you're hanging down over your legs at the top of your mat. And if you're farther along, you'll have your feet wider to accommodate your belly, which is which may be beginning to get in your way. You can have your feet a little bit closer together if that's not an issue yet. Now, I'm going to show you all the modified positions. So use your blocks, take your blocks underneath your shoulders, okay? And you can have your blocks, there are 3 different height settings, low, medium, and high. But if your stomach is not in your way, then you can keep your fingertips on the floor if you've got the flexibility for that. Otherwise, you're going to take your hands to your blocks, press into your blocks, lengthen your spine, reach your chest forward. So make your upper back as flat as you can. Stretch your hamstrings, especially if you're later in your pregnancy, you might be having a hard time finding ways to stretch your hamstrings, so this is a good one. Reach your inner thighs back, reach your chest forward, shoulders down your back. Inhale, and as you exhale, fold. Again, inhale, press down into the floor or your blocks, reach your chest forward. Exhale, fold in. Now, on your inhale, rise all the way up, stabilize through your legs, reach out, reach up, bring your palms to meet overhead, stand tall. And then on your exhale, take your arms down by your sides. So my head's cut off a little bit here, that's okay. Okay, so from here, take a little bit of side stretch. So I'm going to turn towards you so you can see what I'm doing, but you still keep facing towards the front of your mat. Let's take an inhale, reach your arms out and up. With your right hand, hold your left wrist, okay? Now bend your right leg and take your left knee behind your right, bend both legs, reach your left side up and over to the right. Inhale. And then as you exhale, come up through center. With your left hand, take your right wrist, take your right knee behind your left knee, bend both knees. Inhale, reach up and over to the left. Gentle stretch on your right side. Inhale up to center, switch hands. Exhale, bend to the right. Inhale, up through center, switch hands. Exhale, bend to the left. One more time each side. Inhale to center. Exhale, bend to the right, bend both knees. Inhale to center. Exhale, bend to the left. Inhale, come up through center. Exhale, reach your arms down by your sides. Now, again, bring your feet hips distance apart. Now bend your knees and reach your arms up. So if you can bring your arms beside your ears, if your shoulder rotation will allow for that, then do that. You have your feet apart to make space for your body. You want to sit down low enough that you can feel the muscles of your legs working. You weight back in your heels so your toes are light. Inhale. And as you exhale, fold over your legs. Maybe take your hands to your block. Inhale, lengthen your spine, reach your chest forward. And then exhale, fold. Inhale, bend your knees. Lift your arms, lift your chest. Chair pose. Exhale, straighten your legs, fold over. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stretch your heart forward. Exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Reach out, reach up. Bring your palms to meet overhead. And then on your exhale, take your hands down to your heart. Okay, you might be finding that you're losing your center of gravity. It's changing. So we're going to do a little bit of balancing. Be close to a wall or something that you can use to stabilize yourself in case you need it. So start with your hands at your heart. Stand on your left foot, and then take your right foot into the sole of your right foot onto your left leg. Okay, option 1 is below your knee, around your calf. Option 2 is to bring the sole of your foot higher. Option 3, if you need extra stability, is to bring the ball of your foot to the floor and your heel to your ankle. And again, be close to a wall so you could reach out and stabilize yourself on the wall if you need to. Okay. So any option. Find something to focus your gaze on. Okay. Press down into your left foot, lift your chest. And reach your arms up and then open them out. Make sure that your standing leg is straight, but it's not locking out. So if you're locking out your left knee, put a teeny tiny bend in your knee. Now take your palms back together. Take your hands down to your heart. Release your right foot and put your right foot down. Other side. Stand on your right foot. Option 1, take the sole of your left foot to your right leg below your knee. Option 2, take your foot to your right leg above your knee. Option 3, take the ball of your foot to the floor, your heel to your ankle, and that'll be the most stable. So find your gaze point. Find something to focus your eyes on. And then once you've found it and you feel stable, lift your arms up and open them out. And if you don't feel stable, don't worry about lifting your arms. Lift your chest, broaden your collarbones, drop your shoulder blades down. Press down into your right foot to stand a little taller. Make sure that your right leg is straight without locking out. Now notice if you are holding your breath and begin to breathe again. Inhale. And as you exhale, take your hands together. Take your hands down to your heart. Release your left leg down next to your right. Now, standing at the top of your mat, take an inhale, reach your arms out and up. And as you exhale, fold towards the floor. Fingertips to the block. Inhale, lengthen your spine, reach your chest forward. Now, as you exhale, you're going to keep your hands down on the blocks. Take your right foot back behind you. Okay, so your left foot is forward, right foot is back. Now, start to squeeze your legs in, make your legs strong, and then rise up into a lunge. Okay, so your stance might not be as long as it would be at another time. So if you normally take a really wide stance, you're going to bring your back foot in. You don't need to go quite as deep. Okay. And notice the stretching on the front of your right leg. If it feels like you're overstretching or pulling something, again, bring your stance a little closer, or you might find that it's not a posture that's necessary for you. So just be aware. Now, take your right elbow underneath your left, hook your right elbow under your left, and you'll wrap either once, bringing the backs of your hands together, or try it twice, bringing your palms together. These are our eagle arms. Press your forearms forward and drop your shoulder blades down. Spread your shoulder blades apart. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Now inhale, unwind your arms, reach your arms high. On your exhale, take your hands down to your blocks. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step your right foot forward next to your left. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, step your left foot back. Okay, now strengthen your legs, squeeze your legs. Inhale, rise up to a lunge. Now we're stretching on the front of your left leg. We're strengthening your right leg. Lift up through your waist. Make space in your waist. Relax your shoulders down. Inhale. And on your exhale, take your left elbow underneath your right. Hook your elbow under your right elbow. Wrap your arms once or twice. Eagle arms. Press your forearms forward. Drop your shoulders down. Breathe into that space between your shoulder blades. One more breath in and out. Now inhale, unwind your arms, reach your arms high. Exhale, take both hands down to the blocks. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, take your hands down to the mat, step back to a plank. With your shoulders over your wrists, you can take a full plank with your knees up if you feel pretty stable and strong. Or you can drop your knees straight down for more support. From our plank, we're going to take a side plank. So if you've got your knees lifted and you want to take a full side plank, you bring your feet together, come onto the outside edge of your right foot, lift your left arm. You want to make sure your hips are lifting and that you're not sinking in your right shoulder. If you find yourself sinking or this is just more than you need, take your right knee down to the mat, left foot perpendicular to your right, press down into your right hand, lift up through your left. Inhale. Now as you exhale, we switch sides. So you could take your left hand down, take your left knee down, take your right leg back, reach your right arm high. Or you could take full side plank, both knees up, Come onto the outside edge of your left foot, reach your right arm high. Again, only if you can keep your hips lifting and you can keep lifting out of your left shoulder. Inhale, and as you exhale, take your right hand down, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. And in your downward facing dog, take a wide stance with your feet. Press your chest back towards your legs. Inhale. On your exhale, walk your feet forward towards your hands. Take your blocks under your hands. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, reach out and up. Exhale, arms down by your sides. Okay, now another balancing posture. Stand on your left foot. Option one is to take tree pose again, any version of tree that you took before that you liked. Option two is to take a standing pigeon balance. So you would stand on your left foot and take your right ankle above your left knee, flex your foot. Palms at your heart, bend your standing leg. So it's like a chair pose, it's like a pigeon pose, but it's also a balance. Now avoid the temptation to let your shoulders roll forward, roll your shoulders back, open your chest. You might feel an opening in your right hip. You'll certainly feel your left leg working. On your inhale, rise up. Put your right foot down. Other side. Either tree pose, any version of tree pose, or standing pigeon. Bring your left ankle above your right knee. Flex your left foot. Flexing is the opposite of pointing. Bend your standing leg. Lift your chest, roll your shoulders back. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, release. Arms down by your sides. Standing at the front of your mat, take an inhale, reach your arms out and up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, lengthen your spine, press into your blocks. Exhale, step your right foot back. Inhale, rise up to your lunge. Now, as you exhale, take your hands to your low back, interlace your fingers. And bring your hands to your back like you have a little bunny tail. Roll your shoulders back and take your elbows back. Lift your chest. Now begin to extend your knuckles down and back, finding your best chest opener, spreading your chest as wide as you can. Breathe deeply, reach your knuckles down and back. Inhale. And as you exhale, release the clasp of your hands and step your back foot in, bring your heel down. So your back foot is pointing more or less to the front right hand corner of your mat. Your front leg is straight without locking all the way out. So a little teeny tiny bend in your leg. You'll have your blocks handy. You might put them on the tall setting, bring them around your front foot. Have a little, some space between your feet, east to west, right to left. Take your palms to your heart. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And as you exhale, fold forward. Keep your heart reaching towards the front of your mat. And then take your hands to your blocks. Your back heel is all the way down. Roll your right hip forward, draw your left thigh bone back. If you've got a bend in your knee, that's fine. We're looking to stretch your hamstring. We don't want a really big bend, but a small bend is fine. So you might just keep your back parallel to the floor if you're stretching your hamstring there. If you've got more room, if you are not limited, if you're in your range of motion by your belly, then you can fold more deeply. Inhale, and as you exhale, step your right foot forward next to your left. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up, reach out and up. Exhale, fold toward the floor. Inhale, lengthen. On your exhale, step your left foot back. And then rise up to your lunge. Take your hands behind your back. Take your opposite clasp with your hands. Take your non-dominant clasp. So if you normally put your right finger and thumb on top, now put your left finger and thumb on top. Take your shoulders back and bring your elbows back towards each other. Reach your knuckles down and back. Lift your chest. Breathe into the fronts of your shoulders. Widen your chest. Inhale. And as you exhale, release the clasp of your hands. Take your palms to your heart. And bring your left heel down to the floor. Your left toes point more or less to the front left-hand corner of your mat. Now square your hips to the front of your mat. Right hip back, left hip forward. Stand up tall. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold over. Make sure you're not locking out your knee, your right knee. Take your hands to your blocks. Press your left heel into the floor and engage the muscles of your left leg. Press your leg back. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, step your left foot forward next to your right. Inhale, press down into your blocks, reach your chest forward, reach your inner thighs back, and then exhale, fold in. Inhale, rise all the way up, reach out and up, bring your palms to meet overhead, and as you exhale, fold toward the floor. Inhale, lengthen your spine. On your exhale, take your hands down to the mat, step back to a plank. Side plank on the right side. Option 1, drop your right knee down, left foot perpendicular, reach your left arm high. Option 2, full side plank. Stack your feet one on top of the other, lift your left arm. Inhale, and on your exhale, switch sides. Left hand down, either left knee down, right arm high, or both knees lifted, left arm down, right arm high, lift your hips, strong legs. Inhale, and as you exhale, take both hands down, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, and as you exhale, walk your feet to your hands. Inhale, lengthen your spine, use your blocks. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up, reach out, bring your palms to meet. And then exhale your arms down by your sides. Now I'm going to take a quarter turn to the left on your mat and put a big space between your feet. Turn all 10 toes to face towards the long end of your mat. Okay. And now turn your heels in and your toes out. Take your hands to your legs, bend your knees. We don't want to feel any pulling around your groin. A little bit of stretching and opening is good, but if it feels kind of like an uncomfortable or very localized pull, don't go down quite so low or come out of it altogether. And those are the general rules in prenatal yoga. If it feels like a lot of excessive stretching or very localized pulling and straining, then first try decreasing the intensity, and if that doesn't work, then come all the way out of the posture. But if it feels good to you, you can sit down a little lower and move side to side. So oftentimes this posture is called horse stance. In prenatal yoga we call it goddess. And we'll come back to center and straighten your legs. Now turn your toes in, and we're going to have a block handy, so bring a block in front of you, have it handy. Take your hands to your hips. Inhale, roll your shoulders back, lift your chest. On your exhale, tip forward from your hips. Make your back parallel to the floor and take your hands to your block. Lengthen your spine. Now take your block out in front of you. You can use it on the tall setting or the medium setting, just wherever you need it. Press your hands forward and down. Press your hips up and back like downward facing dog, but with your feet way wide. And you've got pretty much most of your weight over your feet, not really in your hands. So we stretch the sides of your body. Or if you're comfortable with it, you can also have your hands on the floor, pressing your hands forward and down, hips up and back like down dog. And then walk your hands back towards you, bring your block back towards you. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And exhale, fold. Take your hands to your hips. Inhale, rise all the way up. Awesome. And then step your left foot next to your right, so you're back at the front of your mat. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, take your hands down, step your feet back, down dog. From your down dog, inhale and lift your right leg up and back. On your exhale, take your right knee toward your right wrist and set your shin down on the floor. And then with your knee behind your wrist, take your right ankle towards your left wrist and walk your left foot back. Release your toes. You want to be even over both your hips. So if you're sitting all the way over to the right, turn your left hip down. It might cause you to come up a little bit. If there's a lot of space underneath your right hip and it doesn't come down to the floor, you can use a block and place a block underneath your hip, or you can use your blanket, fold it as many times as you need, and place the blanket under your hip for support. Inhale, lengthen, lift your chest. On your exhale, start to fold forward. And you may find that you only need to come down to your palms. You may find that you're limited by your stomach and you can only come to your palms or to your forearms. You might come to your forearms and rest your forehead on a block. Or you might be able to lay all the way out, especially if you are not yet limited by your stomach. Inhale, and on your exhale, come back up onto your palms. We're going to take this pigeon pose on the other side. So plant your hands down, tuck your back toes, come back downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up and back. On your exhale, take your left knee towards your left wrist and set your shin down on the ground. And then bring your left ankle toward your right wrist, walk your right foot back, release your toes. Again, if there's a lot of space between your left hip and the floor, you can use a block underneath or your blanket support you. You might not need it. Inhale, lengthen your spine. As you exhale, fold as far as you can and as far as you need. So you want to feel stretching and opening on the left side, so in your left leg and hip, around your left glute maybe. And then we'll release. Come back up onto your palms. Step back to a downward facing dog. Just take a couple of breaths here. And then drop your knees down to the floor. Take your blanket. We're going to come to sit on your blanket, like we did at the beginning. Sit on your blanket towards the front edge of your, the blanket. And we're now going to take a little breathing exercise to help us wind down. It's called alternate nostril breathing, and it will help to clear your nasal passageways. It'll help to bring calmness after a lot of moving around. So today how we're going to do it is, I'm going to take your right hand and we'll leave up just your pinky and your thumb. Okay, and now you're going to take your thumb to your right nostril and close it all the way off. Now take an inhale, breathe in through your left nostril. Now with your left pinky, close off your left nostril, open your right nostril, breathe out through your right nostril. Now breathe in through your right nostril, and breathe out through your left nostril. Close your right nostril off. Breathe in through your left nostril. Breathe out through the right. Breathe in through the right. And out through the left. Breathe in through the left. And out through the right. Breathe in through the right. And out through the left. Inhale through the left. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Exhale through the left. Take a few more rounds on your own. Now let the next time that you breathe out through your left nostril be your last breath like that. And then bring both hands to your knees. Breathe normally through both nostrils at a time. And then from here we're going to take our relaxation. So we're going to take about 2 minutes. If you have more than 2 minutes, then stay longer. You're going to come over onto your left side. Take your blanket, and you're going to take your blanket between your knees. Lie down on your left side. Use your left arm as a pillow. Your blanket supporting your knees and your ankles. Close your eyes. Breathe gently, without effort. Relax your body. Now start to put some movement back into your fingers and your toes. Use your right hand to press down into the floor and bring yourself up to a seat. Put your blanket aside. Breathe in more deeply. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I'll see you next time.